In this video, I'm going to be setting up a pop-up box with a subscribe form in it for a newsletter. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 36 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Appreciate your support of this channel, and thank you for tuning in today. If you're watching live, why not say hi in chat? Vinny's already said hi in chat. What a keener. I'm going to have to give him something, get him something from the pudding shop. Yes, so one other note before we head to the screen. Next week, there will be no Watch Me Work live stream. I will be at a conference, and so I won't be able to do it. But we will resume one Wednesday after that, which I think is like June the 12th, I believe. Wednesday, June the 12th. But hello, Johan. Good to see you today, too. Last week, I was setting up a newsletter with ACY mailing version 6. And seeing all the cool new features in that. A few things still need to be worked on, but super duper great. And so this week we're going to take and make a pop-up with the subscribe button, a subscribe form right in that. You'll see. We'll get there. Hello, Valerie. Good to see you today. All right, so here we are. Remember, head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Enter this month's giveaway. Lots of some good, cool prizes there. I'm working on adding some others too. I keep mentioning it to people. All right, so the extension that I'm going to use to make this, add this pop-up to my site is EngageBox from Tassos Marinos. And I hope that I've pronounced that correctly. And so if I'll just post a link here right in chat so you can go and look at that. This is a 4-pay extension. And you can get it from 29 euros. And so I really like this. If you're looking for something that will just do a pop-up, you would maybe check out Regular Labs Modals. They have a pro version as well, but I super like how this EngageBox is set up and interface. I actually bought it because my client wanted a pop-up, and I wanted something that would be very quick and easy, and I knew that this one existed, and it's got a lot of other cool things that we can use on that client site, and I can use on other sites. Oh, Vinny says he just bought this yesterday. Great. All right, so the first thing that I would suggest, just so that you can see the best way to test what kind of pop-up box you want, is to head over to the EngageBox site. And I just want to show you how this demo works here. It is pretty cool. You can see all of the options. So here we have demos, slide up, opt-in box. You have all that you can go for. Look at this, all the way down, all these things to try, right down to the bottom of the screen. And basically what you want to do is just check one of those options, and then you have trigger. And when you click trigger, it will open it up. Now that first one is a rascally one because it popped up behind me. Here it is here. That means, and then, so I'll close that. I'll show you again. So make your selection. Click trigger, and you will see an example of what the pop-up is like and the movement that it makes. And you can change the movements. And then close. Make sure you close, or you could always hit the close button on that. And then go and check out the next option that you want. So here's the feature sign-up box. We click trigger, and we get this. The whole screen fades out gray here, and it shakes, and you've got sort of things like this. Now, this shading in the background, I believe you can still apply it to other forms. So don't think that this just is a one-time thing. Anyways, lots of things here. Here's smart bar text. We'll go trigger, and it puts up a little bar at the top. So let's close that. And one scroll down here, look at that. Here's a Facebook like page. So we'll click on that and trigger. And it pops up, and there it has some code, and it gives you the opportunity to like this page. And you can set all kinds of things, as we'll see in the settings, for it to delay, for when it pops up, how long people have been on the page, how often it will pop up to them. So I'm sure that's something that stores a cookie and says, oh, they've already been here this week, and we're only doing this once a month. So there's lots of cool things there. Really good documentation. And so this is just such a great extension for doing this. We want to. And another good sign too. Remember we did, I think it was a Watch Me Work live stream, how to find good Joomla extensions. Check this out up here. It's compatible with 3.8, 3.9, and 4.0, whatever stage that is at now. So that's a good sign. Um, oh, and so I'm just watching a little chat going on there that has nothing to do with this, which is fine. Keep chatting amongst yourselves. That's cool. All right, so I've already logged in and downloaded EngageBox, and let's install it on the basic Joomla site here. All right, so we'll go, here we are in the back end already at manage. Let's go, so we'll go extensions, manage, install. And then we're going to browse for a file. There it is right there, EngageBox. Open it up. While you're doing that, I just want to mention that, notice that someone brought to my attention, and darn, man, talk to her so much too, and she's being really helpful in the chats and the feedback, and then I go to say her name when it's live and it just scoots right out of my head. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Let me just go here. I will find it. Anyways, notice that when you click on privacy policy on this sign up form that I did last week, the policy is not showing up, and so Laura Brown, there you go. Laura Brown brought that to my attention, so that's something that needs to be fixed. And I actually took this off my site, but I'll put it back on for now. Let me bring up the chat window here again because I've been shifting around. Okay, so that is all installed. You'll notice that you get a message that says Novarain framework has been installed. That is actually the framework where you would put in your download key so that you can automatically update things in. This extension will automatically be updated. All right, I'm just going to suggest that once you've installed it, why not head on over to, then next go to extensions, manage, and manage. In the top right hand corner, sort so that the highest ID number is at the top. All right, and let's see here. There we go, because, oh, look, I was filtering by log earlier, sorry. And then you will see the highest number at the top. You'll see a whole bunch of things here, plugins that are installed. Tassos.goip plugin. You can see what each of these do, but it also sort of gives you an idea to see other kind of boxes that you can get as you look down. You just mouse over these different things that have been installed, and it says funnel your visitors to landing pages with irresistible yes/no pop-ups, engage bots, social media. So there's a lot of great things sitting in there just waiting. And the system Novarain framework, that's, like I said, you would go to extensions plugin and go to that plugin and put in your user information. All right, so the next thing that we want to do then is go to components, and then going to go to EngageBox. And so here's where you can put in the update key. I will leave that for now. GeoIP database maintenance. EngageBox finds the country of your visitor's IP. So if you want to have a pop-up only for certain countries, you can set that up there. So let's click new, and we're going to make a new pop-up. And let's give this title newsletter sign up. All right. And create a pop-up text with your own box with your own text or HTML, and you can put that right in here. So what I will do is I want to insert a module, and to do that I'm going to click in here, and I can use this plus module button down here, which might be modules anywhere from Regular Labs. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go in here and I'll filter for ACY. Let's see, there might not, nope, because I called it, I think I named it Keep Up to Date. Yes, I did. So I'm going to select that module. And so you see load module mod underscore ACYM Keep Up to Date. And I'm going to center that. And so what's going to happen is that this pop-up box is going to pop up with the sign up form for subscribing to the newsletter. I'm just going to save that right now. In fact, let's disable it. We'll just save it. And then next we will go to trigger. Now, where do we want this pop-up box to appear? So why don't we go with bottom right, and the trigger point will be on page load. I'm going to do it on page load simply because it'll save time for us waiting around a certain period of time. But as you see, you have other options here. You can it will load after someone has scrolled through a percentage of the page height, or on scroll element, or page ready, page load, or page leave. So when they go to leave, the pop-up will say, hey, before you leave, do you want to subscribe to my newsletter? Or if someone clicks on something on hover or on demand using API calls. I do not know what that means. No, Vinny, that's fine. Go ahead and you guys talk away and chat about whatever. No worries. It's community here too to connect as well. So, all right. And then, so I'm just going to go on page load. And look, you have all these handy dandy little tool tips here to tell you what each thing does. Limit impressions. So for instance, limit how often each user should see the box. Requires cookies enabled, visitor browser, statistics option enabled. So do we want to limit impressions? We say yes. And down here you can say limit to 3 impressions per, let's say, well, I'm not going to do this because as we're testing it, it would just not work anymore. But you could have someone see this pop up no more than 3 times in a month or a week. So lots of great features here. Closed open boxes. Close all other open boxes before opening this one. All right, so if there's a bunch of pop-ups or something, those will be closed before yours opens up. And then after close, stay hidden. How long the pop-up will stay hidden after the user has closed it. After close, stay hidden. Let's read that again. How long the pop-up will stay hidden after the user has closed it. Never stay hidden. I think that probably means never or forever. I think we want forever. Or you could set days. Let's just leave that at never. I would have to look up into that. Now the next place to go is the animation. Do you want it to slide up and in or slide up or out? And that's where we could go back to here and decide what it is that we want to do, I think. Let's go slide up opt-in box. And when we trigger that, no, that's still showing behind my picture here. I better kill that off again. That just pops up. So that's a slide up opt-in box. We're going to do that one. We'll just stick with slide up and in, and when it goes up, we'll slide up and out. The duration of the animation will be 400 milliseconds. Auto close timer. Close the box automatically after a specific time in milliseconds. So if you wanted to pop a message up there, it could just say, hey, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for visiting. And after 10 seconds, it would close. Now the box type. We're right now doing free text, where I just put in that module position. But we could also use this one here. Oh, look at that. We have existing module or email subscription form. Now, I think that might be just to get an email address, not necessarily work with ACI mailing. I've not looked at it because I just did the free text one with the module position. But they have one for an existing module. And, and by selecting that type there, I get the window changed over here in content. Okay, so then I would select the login for keep up to date. There we go. So there we go. Vinny says you can apply animations like this to most elements by using that data source attribute by installing the wow.javascript library, for those of you that are reading in chat. So if you like those actions and you thought, hey, how could I make other things go, then that's one where you want to check out. All right, so let's see here. Now we have, let's go back to trigger here. Oh, here's something interesting that I did not show you before. We selected existing type, but this mode, there's 2 things. There's pop-up and there's page slide. Now an interesting thing about page slide is that when you, on page slide, when the pop-up occurs, it occurs up on the site, but it pushes the whole content down. So instead of appearing over content, it actually pushes the whole content of your page down from the somewhere near the top. and then when you close it, all the content slides up. That tripped me up when I first set this up, because I was trying to get something to appear in the bottom right corner, but it would always appear at the top. And then Tassos told me that that I had picked the wrong type. So page slide is another option. We'll take a look at page slide in a second. But I'm going to go with pop-up. And let's go back. We go back to trigger. Oh, here's there's the details of the type right there. So it's pop-up. We're not going to go with, I'm not enabling it yet. Appearance. Here's a whole bunch of, man, my goodness, what do you want here? The width of the box, the height, the padding, colors for the text color, blah, 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 blah. Look at this. Here's colors for the border. In fact, I don't want green. Let's have a lovely orange. And the width of the border and radius. So if you want, let's put a nice curve on there. I think 10 will probably really curve it. Background overlay. What is that? The box will be surrounded by a background overlay for more attention. So that's when it gets grayed out. In fact, if we say yes, you can pick a color. And you can, if false, disables closing box by clicking on the background overlay. So you, if someone clicks on the gray part anywhere, that will close it. So, all right. So if we want that enabled, let's leave that enabled. Do you want to have a background image to your, I'm guessing to your pop-up? The close button. Do you want to hide the close button? Do you want to, what kind of button type do you want? An icon or an image? Probably image. You can select what it is. Just crazy customization options here. Font size, all sorts of things. And of course, publishing assignments, since this is a tool that we're going to use. Let's go to matching method all any, and we will say that we would like it on, let's see, let's just target the Joomla user group. Include, we could go guest. So this will only pop up for people who are guests. And all kinds of things that we can look at down here. All right, so that's lots of stuff to check out. Joomla content, articles, categories. You can assign it. There's where you would assign it to countries. All just, it's crazy. Johan says, did I know that ACY Mailing 5 subscribe module has a pop-up feature built in? Version 6 module has no pop-up yet. Oh, very interesting. I did not know that, Johan. Yeah, Johan really knows ACY Mailing. You were so helpful last week. You've got the good tips. So thanks for that. All right. Oh my goodness, not showing my screen. Oh, and then not even hitting the right thing there. There we go. So here we are in publishing assignments. I've just picked to include guests. I suppose if I did nothing, it would appear for everybody. But let's say we're only going to bother guests with this. All right, next, let's just enable this. And let's save this. And now let's go to the front page here, or go to this. Let's go to, we'll go to the home page. Click home, and hopefully in the bottom right, we will get a box pop up. And there it is. And just like we set up, it has a nice round corner. It has a orange color around that, and it's grayed out. And I believe, did we set this? If I click on the grayed area, it closes. Excellent. Now let me go in here and just show you what happens if you, instead of pop-up, you go page slide. We'll go save. And in fact, let's go to appearance, and that's turned off the background overlay. And let's go back here and refresh. Now watch what happens on this page. The pop-up appears up at the top. The whole page is pushed down, but it's right up there for everyone to see when they go on there. So if they didn't want to fill it in, they can still scroll down. It's not a hassle for them, but you did get their attention, but you don't even need to require anything for them to close it. So you can just hit X. That drops down and closes, and you're back the page. Now, remember I said that the privacy policy link on here, when you click on it, doesn't work. You notice it says select an article. Oh, I still get the pop-up in there. Oh, that's an interesting thing. So we probably want to somehow eliminate that so it doesn't show up on the policy page here. Oh, that would be interesting. We'll play around with that. But I actually cannot close this window right now. It's not working on my site. And the whole page kind of got loaded inside of there. So something's not right. And because I'm getting ready for my trip, I haven't had time to contact ACY Mailing yet, or Akiba. So the way to fix this for me is to just refresh. And of course, now we're going to get that pop-up up at the top again for refreshing, but it did close that. But check this out. Let's close this box here, and let's go to extensions and modules. Open that in a new tab. So remember I said that module was not working right now. Here's the keep up to date ACY mailing subscription form. So I can actually change the position that it's assigned to, and I'm just going to create one on the fly. Nowhere. Hit enter. Now there's nowhere on the template that has a module position named nowhere, no pun intended. So when I refresh here, and let's go back into engage box here, and we'll make this pop up down at the bottom right hand again. So we'll change it from slide, page slide, to pop up. Now when we refresh here, I believe that the we get the newsletter sign up here, but the module no longer appears down here. There is the subscribe module, but that is because of the basic Joomla tutorials YouTube channel subscribe, and my other channel Cybersalt that people can subscribe to. So that is pretty cool. You can have the module not assigned to anywhere on the site, and it will still show up in the pop-up box. All right, so let's go back here, and what will we try here? Let's see where there's text here. So let's see where this text goes before or after the module. I am adding some text to see where it goes. And we'll center that as well. Let's save that. And we'll go here. And we will go refresh. Oh, and there you go. The text appears right at the top. That's really nice too. Remember last week when I was trying to set up the subscribe module, I wanted to put a little bit of text above about what the person was subscribing to, and there was actually a very handy way to do it. I think you could still do that by putting in using the custom module, putting in a doing a text pop-up, putting in your module position, still putting your text at the top. But that looks pretty good there too. Johan says that his personal advice is to still use version 5 ACY mailing on production sites. Version 6 is too limited. Not everything works. Version 5 is still supported, and most ACY mailing third-party works with 5, not 6. That's good advice, Johan. I agree. Some of my sites that I have ACY mailing 5 on, I've not updated because there's some features that still are needed. And one that we saw last week was to replace the tags, dynamic replacing of tags. And then Johan says, nevertheless, Tassos extensions are create add-on to sites with lots of features. Yeah, they do. You can use them with so many different versions of anything. So, hey, why don't we just go in here and we'll go back to here. I'm going to turn my camera back on, and we're going to go to, let's see, appearance. Let's change where this appears. Align content, top left, no. Where do I want this to show up in the bottom? Oh, here we go. Trigger, position, bottom left. In fact, what do we got here? Bottom left, bottom center, top left. Yeah, we'll go with the bottom left. That'll be good. And now let's use a delay in here just for fun. Milliseconds. So that's 1,000. So if I go 6,000 milliseconds and save, And now we're going to go in here and we'll refresh. So we expect this pop-up that's just peeking above my camera here. We'll refresh, and we're going to count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, and there it is. So, you know, this is just such a delightful extension to be, where I picked it up really fast, and except for that one misunderstanding about slides and pop-ups. But this is really, really nice. So I'm going to play around with this for a little bit longer. But for those of you that tuned in just to see how to make the newsletter subscribe module work, then there you go. We've completed that part there. Thanks for your support of this channel. If you're taking off at this point, we'll still hang out, still play around a bit, still do a few things in chat. But if you are taking off, thanks for watching. If you're watching on a replay, on a recording, and you haven't subscribed, please do so and ring the bell so we get notifications. Shoot the video a like so that others can find it, and grow the channel and keep helping everyone through these tips and tutorials and through the little community that we have happening here. So for those of you leaving now, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And everyone who's staying, who's still there, I want to play around with some of these social media like things. So let's see. Mary says she's using ACY Mailing 6 on 3 sites now because the newsletter creation process is simpler for clients, and she's anxiously awaiting new features, especially the front end function that's scheduled for June on their roadmap. Cool. Yeah, front end would be great. And I will so I'm using it on this site, on the basic Joomla site, once I get things going, and I'll probably just take out the privacy policy. The requirement to have to agree with it. I could probably put a line in there saying, by clicking you agree with the privacy policy. It's probably a little hinky as far as some jurisdictions, but I'm okay with that for now. Yeah, for just the basics and for someone creating a newsletter without using those dynamic tags or replacements, then yeah, I think it could still be used. And Johan says that in version 6, also the ACY mailing editor, way easier, but too buggy. Yeah, in last week's test, major issue, the newsletter archive. Yeah, I actually got a nice tweet from Akiba saying thanking or appreciating the video and saying that they really liked seeing all the tips and that they were going to work on them. So that's yeah, so that was really good. I think just a matter of time till things are humming along there with ACY Mailing 6. Obviously, they've put a lot of work in, I guess, especially redoing things from scratch in many ways. All right, well, let's go back and edit this box. Let's close. Newbie question about pop-up extension. Is it straightforward that some given template is compatible with this extension? I think that this is compatible with templates because it's actually it's not part of the template. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not a programmer. I only play one on the internet, and but I think that it probably just works. Also, too, the quality of Tassos extensions, I think that he's got it dialed in really well. So if it wasn't working on a template somewhere, I would think there's something very different about that template. But I'm using this on Asteroid Framework, and it's working fine, and I just think it would work. I don't think there's a compatibility issue with the templates, especially once we saw, let's go new here, and let's go Facebook link. Great one. When we get into the appearance here, you have a lot of things that you can do in order to customize the appearance to fit in with a template as well. So I don't suspect, Valerie, that that there's a compatibility problem with the majority of stuff for frameworks. So yeah, Vinny says the only reason it wouldn't work on a template is if there was a script conflict. Yes, so the script that causes this to count and pop up or do whatever it's doing, if it conflicted with something else, then that might be a problem. I actually wonder if that's maybe what's happening with the pop-up for the policy, the privacy policy in the ACY subscribe newsletter. I wonder if that was a conflict. But given that it's loading a page inside of it, it might not be that. All right, what type we're going to try here? Box type. Let's try the social media. And that's going to change. And watch this. It's going to take us back to the content tag. Facebook like, Facebook post, Twitter follow button. Let's go with Twitter. Twitter follow. I'm going to change that title. All right, Twitter handle. Well, could it be this easy? At Basic Joomla. I mean, the other nice thing too about this extension is to just have it set up for all, you want a Twitter follow button here, put in your Twitter information. What do you want to show? The large button, username, show the count, blah, blah, blah. If you're using a pop-up where you're just you're putting code in, you're just saving so much time. Just putting in the information here. Load after box type behavior. Load asynchronously. What's this? After box open. Before box open. Before the box is being triggered. After the box is open, recommend it. The box is being triggered. On page load. Box type behaviors. Load asynchronously. For best performance, use either the box before box open or after box open. And he recommends after box open, so why fight it? Text. It may sound creepy, but please follow me. There we go. Put some text in there. Center it. Let's see. What's we got here for our trigger? Position, bottom right. Let's make this one center. Trigger point on the page load. Let's give this a delay of 5 seconds. Close open boxes. Yeah, actually, why don't we do this? Let's do this. Let's make this 10 seconds, and we'll see if it will close the other pop-up that opens up after 6 seconds. Let's have some fun. So yeah, we'll close the open boxes. The transition, let's try something different here. Let's bounce left in, and as it goes out, let's bounce right out. Let's play around with the auto close timer here too. So it opens after 10 seconds, 20,000 milliseconds. We'll leave it open for 10 seconds. We've got a pop-up and the appearance. Again, the shadow. Let's check out. I wonder what style 2 is. Only the shadow knows. The border. Hey, let's put in a groove. Let's see what groove is. Background overlay. No. Background image. Let's see what the background image is. Let's select an image here. This is probably going to be ugly, but let's put in the graphics. Let's put in my. Can I see thumbnails here? This is awesome. Oh, you guys, I know I'm preaching to the converted, but Joomla is just so great. Oh, let's put a thermometer in the background. Okay. All right. Do we want it to repeat? Yeah, why not? All right. That's enough playing around. Let's see what this thing does. All right. Don't you just love that about Joomla extensions when you're doing something and then all of a sudden you see an option and you think, oh, I can do that. And then the next thing you know, your mind is exploding about all the different things and the wonder that you could do. All right, so we're going to refresh. I expect that this newsletter sign up will pop up after 6 seconds. Then we're going to have the follow me on Twitter button pop up, and hopefully that other one will close. Yeah, so this should close in 4 seconds. The other box will pop open. Oh, yeah, there you go. And ugly as I said. Blah, 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 blah. And we wait for 10 seconds. And hey, look at that. Burlington, Vermont on that thermometer. There's a shout out to Vinny. A thermometer from his home state. Let's see. We're waiting 10 seconds here for this to close. And it's gone. Crazy. What kind of witchcraft is this? All right. Obviously, that image is not great. You could probably put a nice background in there. We'll take that out. Also, this is something that I noticed. 20 minutes from where Vinny is sitting. Great. All right, so now we don't want to be waiting too long for all these timing things here. So let's go to the trigger. Let's have no delay. And close open boxes, yes. But I'll just put that to no for now. We'll save that. And let's go into, here's newsletter sign up. We'll unpublish that. Cache Cleaner is cleaning everything as I change these things. And then we will go refresh, and let's see what that says. Oh my goodness, there's a huge, huge giant pop-up. Twitter follow. It may sound creepy, but please follow me. Now that's the name of the pop-up. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's go back here to Twitter follow. Why is that so tall? Let's see here. The width. I've got that at 500. Oh, and it disappeared after 10. Let's take that out as well. Auto close, no. All right, so the appearance, 500. Padding. I don't know why that's so, that went so big. It might be because of the image that I put in there. But let's see. Why don't we try auto? A-U-T-O for the width. Let's see what happens there. And we have that on the center. Oh, position center. Top center to bottom center. Yeah, I think I've got that center. Oh, maybe that's what center does. Maybe it puts it right down. What if we go top center? Large button, show username, show count. Yeah. And let's go. Oh, over here on the right, we've got show title. So if we don't want Twitter follow up there to show, we can turn that off. Yes, Vinny, I do have a privacy policy. Vinny asking in chat if I actually have a privacy policy. I did double check that. I'll check it again in just a second, but let's refresh here. And, oh, there we go. So we've got that. That was auto width. So, yeah. Oh, and there's that nice groove frame that we were looking at. All right, so let's go back to appearance. Let's go here. Make my nice little orange one that I like. For the width, let's set the width to let's go 400, and the height we'll set to 100, and the trigger we'll go position to center again. Save. Let's see what this does. And oh my goodness, that's not what I wanted. That is huge. What did I do wrong there? Or what is going wrong there? Oh, I did not put pixels. PX. PX. That would probably make a difference right there. Now we'll refresh. Oh, look at that. There we are, right in the middle. Now notice we've got a little scroll bar here. I didn't pick the height well enough. And that's really not a great color, that orange and brown, is it? So anyway, so I could always go back in here and change the height to 250. Refresh. Okay, well, I'm a little high on that, but you just need to play around, and there we go. Very cool. Yes, Vinny, I thought of that just as you said that. I should use EM so it appears better on mobile. So let's see, what would be a width of EM? Let's see, let's try, let's see what 100 EM does on both. Excuse me. And, oh yeah, EMs are big. So let's cut that down from 100 to 50. And for the height, let's do 10. 15 EM. Yeah, let's see here. You might be, I'm not sure what the delay is today, but there we go. Not too bad. For the height, let's see here. What did we do there? Appearance. Yeah, the height was 10 and the width is 50. So let's see, 50. Let's squeeze that down to 35 and save. Just wondering too, Twitter, I noticed that this is not centered. But let's see. I wonder if there's a way to center that. If there's a setting I'm missing. That's getting closer. Could fiddle around with it. Let's go F12. Just go over here. F12. And then just looking at the stats for the stream here, we've got someone streaming at 240p, others at 1080, although one has dropped, that just dropped down. So I'm always curious about how the stream is going with this new system that YouTube has. Anyways, here's what we're going to do. We're going to examine this element right here and see. That's that. RST box content wrap. iframe. Oh, and that's putting a little iframe in there. That's why. I wonder if you can, if there's a way to iframe ID Twitter widget 0. I wonder if in that way there's actually a way to center what's in there, because it's actually showing the contents of something else from Twitter. So unless Twitter were to make that centered, we might just be stuck with that, probably. Anyways, no worries, because you can always play around with the width till you get it exactly like you want, and that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so what I really would like to do, I'm not going to do it today, but I think that I want to get a pop-up encouraging people to stay up to date by subscribing to the YouTube channel, and then see if I can get subscriber numbers up for that. So I lost my chat window here. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mary. You bet Mary's at 240p. Yes, that makes sense. I think, like, who was watching at 240p? But probably Mary. All right. So that's a pretty cool extension. I'm going to go in there and turn the Twitter box off right now because it's ugly. With the colors I've selected. Go back here and refresh. And the other thing, too, is that I noticed with this login page there, I don't really need that login page right now. So I'm going to go into modules, close. Valerie says, we haven't met, but stop piling on Mary. Mary's tough. Mary says I haven't been able to chime in because even at 144, you just have the spinning thing. So you haven't been able to see anything of this. The chat is nice, though. All right, so that's cool. Yeah, Valerie, we pile on Mary, but only because teasing Mary is almost like teasing the Amish, except Mary has more technology than the Amish, so we kind of give her a little bit of a hard time there. Reference. In fact, I'm not going to say it right here, but Valerie, go back and watch some of the live streams. You'll find out what size goat shoes that Mary buys, so that fit her. So if you want to be on her side, you can send her some goat shoes. All right, let's get to here. Let's go to login. I'm going to turn that off so I get my subscribe. No, that's not the one there. What did I do there? Login. Oh, here's another login down here. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's get those back up to the top. So definitely we'll want to be adding a pop-up box for the subscribe or for the newsletter, or maybe I will just and Vinny says it's not picking if it's true. So there we go. Well, everybody, I have a ton of stuff that I need to do before I hop on an airplane tomorrow morning. When you're traveling, you've got those things that you absolutely must do that you can't do once you're away. So I've got to get to the bank and have a meeting today with someone and a bunch of other things. So I think I'm probably going to wrap it up here, unless there's something super pressing here. Hey, good point, Vinny. Pop up to remind people to enter the contest. Nice. And there's probably some way in here to change it too, so that you don't want to overwhelm people with pop-ups. But yeah, if someone goes and they visit a page and it's like, hey, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then when they leave the site, if they get another pop-up that says, hey, don't forget to enter the contest. But yeah, that's great. Good idea. Yeah, and there's so many options in this extension, so it's a very versatile, super, super worth the price. Don't forget, everybody, hey, anchor.fm/Joomcast. The interview with Allison Meeks is on there now. There's not going to be another edition of Joomcast till I get back. We were hoping to get one recorded that I could edit and we could schedule, but that's not going to happen. So that will be all of it. Valerie says, no need to alert others. She's up to 9 entries. Okay. Valerie doesn't want you to enter the contest. She wants to win the contest. So, fortunately, it's a monthly thing. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. And thanks especially, too, because it's 2 weeks in a row I've gotten stuff done on my site. And that is good because, as you know, you don't always work on your own sites. So, until I catch up with you next, so remember, the next 2 Mondays, no Watch Me Work live stream. No, next 2 Mondays, no Maintenance Monday live stream. Next Wednesday, no Watch Me Work live stream. I don't know if I'll chime in. Maybe I'll pop on and just say hi to everyone if I have some good internet or I'm somewhere, just to touch base, because I do enjoy being online with everybody each week. But we'll see what happens, because a bunch of the places I'm going have really terrible Wi-Fi or internet, so you never know. Anyway, so until I see you guys next, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.